Okay, we'll go on next act. Ladies, watch Cox!
Hello! 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 Hello. My name's Mark with a C. Yeah, otherwise known as Cark. Yeah, my mum decided she wanted to have the C because it would make me sound posh. She never imagined where I'd moved to when I was an adult. There's a few in here from tonight. It's a place called Stevenage. Yay! Or as the locals like to call it, St Arvanage. You do have to keep telling them though, just because you've got a Lidl doesn't make you European. But you know, Stevenage actually won an award last year. That was a little bit of a woo. But Stevenage has got like a science park, right? So was it for development of drugs for the future? The Mars rover was designed in Stevenage and put up there. It's been controlled by Tim Peake down here. Was it for that? No. It was for a joint award, for the best car park of the year. A joint award for the best car park. Sorry, no, it was the best new car park of the year. So it wasn't even just the best car park, it was new. It had to be built that year. Well done, Stevenage Council. What about the fucking rest of the place? You know, yes, we can park our cars, but we're still parking them in a shithole. You know, another thing about me is I've always been told as I've grown up that I've got a face that looks kind of familiar. So I want to chuck some names at you that people have called me over the years. You can shout yes or no. There's no harm, no foul. Some people have said I look like John Oliver. Yeah. Ben Elton. No. Okay. Somebody once called me Timmy Mallet. But the one I've been compared to most is a guy called David Baddiel. Yeah. Never heard of him. I believe he's Jewish, which is kind of like I've been told. We share the same thing. We're both Jewish, but not really Jewish, because I kind of say I'm Jew-ish. In that our family weren't really religious, but if I ever walk past a synagogue and you see the fellas outside, and they're all kind of looking at me, and they kind of give me this little knowing nod, I'm just like, I feel like I must be like a Jewish goldfish. Because, like, you know, I've got the look, but I've got no idea what's going on. So I'm looking at these guys going, are they like joint, like we're part of the same crew, or are we just like bonding over being mutilated as children? It happened to me, I'm allowed to joke about it. But I did always wonder if my mum wanted me to actually be religious as I was growing up. But she never made any qualms about it. I thought, what would it be to be like religious and become Jewish and carry on the faith? You know, you'd meet the rabbi and he'd come up to you and he'd say, right, you need to spread the word of God. Okay, I can do that. You need to be good in your local community. Yeah, I can do that. And you need to be good with a scalpel. For what? That's not for me. That's not for me. But you know, I always wondered if rabbis these days as well have moved on, like with religion in general, have moved on with like Groupon and do group discounts. So if they get all the little boys in the room and they go, right, here we go, lads, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, done. But what do they do with the offcuts as they go? When any of you were kids, you used to put hula hoops on your fingers. Or you know, like TGI Fridays where they bring out the onion ring stack. Was that one step too far? You know, but yeah, it did happen to me. On some brighter news, I've at this point in my life, I'm 47. Thank you, sir. You think I look older? But I actually nearly died twice as well. Spoiler alert, I'm still here. I'm trying not to die on this stage, so let's see how this bit goes. At the age of 30, I collapsed at home and all alone, and I reached for the ambulance. I reached for the ambulance? That'd been a fucking weird thing at home, wouldn't it? I reached for the phone and rung an ambulance, and it turned up. Does anybody remember them days? If that happened yesterday, I'd be fucked. I ended up getting dragged dragged literally, because I could barely walk, dragged into the hospital, into the doctor's room, and we're having a discussion. Well, he's trying to tell me what he thinks is wrong. I've got no idea. And at this point, I'm actually in excruciating pain, and I'm begging him for pain relief. At this point, he said to me, I have got no morphine on hand, sir, but I can offer you some laughing gas. Now, at this point in the conversation, my mind was a little bit delusional, and I'm not proud of the next words that came out. I said to him, "Are you all right, Goebbels? Are you offering gas to a Jewish man? Does that come with a special shower later as well?" It does actually turn out that the condition was a pulmonary embolism. Nobody knows what that is. It's a blood clot on the lung. Very serious. It kills a third of the people it hits. So I was lucky I survived. But it turns out that condition is actually hereditary. So who says Jews don't like to share? We did keep it in the family though. You know. And it's ended up with me being on a lifelong thing of blood thinners, tablets for life to make sure I don't clot again and I still survive. And the condition is something called factor V Leiden. I said to the doctor, I said, that's a really weird name for a condition, isn't it? It sounds more like a Division 4 superhero rather than like a genetic disorder. You know, what's its skill? Jumping large buildings, X-ray vision? No. Makes your blood a little bit lumpy. And it could kill you. Oh, thanks a lot for that, sir. Thank you. But as I was kind of trying to move on with life, the wife said to me, "We need you to get fit. We don't want you to die early. We've got the kids. Your life insurance isn't in place. But when you go out and do exercise, can you get one of those medical wristbands that says what medication you're on? So if you ever have a fall, I'm 30 years old, I'm not going to fall over." Or so he thought. Fucking bikes. That's attached to one person in this fucking room. And he's pissing himself already. So if I have a fall... So where do we buy our shit from these days? Amazon. So I've gone onto Amazon, I bought this wristband. Do you know what? It's never saved my fucking life. It's just fucked up my Amazon recommends. Because now all of Amazon looks at me and goes, right, this fella must be ancient. He needs some slippers. Or Werther's Originals. Or current favourite is a Midsummer Murders box set on VHS. Who's still got a VHS player? But I tell you what though, at 47 years old, that sounds like fucking cracking, lovely Sunday night in for me at the moment. You know, but I fucked that line up, that would have been funny. I accept I'm shit sometimes, you know, we all do. But I've also got like Google's in cahoots with me as well, because it's now seen what Amazon recommends. So I've got Google kind of suggesting things like Viagra to me. So there's nothing like sexy in my life like thin blood and a thick cock. But I didn't break a machine, sadly. Did nobody really believe that? There must have been a few of you who believe that. Can't be that far. Well, I didn't believe it when I read it on the fucking form, I'll tell you that. But, you know, what else can I tell you about myself? Still standing, that's good. Been with my wife now for 27 years. Not quite as long as this one. Thank you. That is just tolerance. We just put up with each other. And that's how we get through things. But she's still curious about how my mind works. She thinks I've got this great mind for some reason. She always asks that damn question. I'm sure all couples, there's always one person that buggers the other one and says, "What are you thinking?" If you're staring off into the distance, she's thinking, he must be thinking of something really profound. But we men, we know we're not, are we? We're not thinking of anything profound. We're thinking of things like really shit things. But I would always tell her the truth. So I say I'm thinking about things like, I don't know, do dogs lick humans because we're full of bones? Is an escalator ever really broken because when it stops it's still the stairs? Yeah, it's one of those, I guess. And, you know, and 72-hour deodorant. Who came up with that? Who wakes up on a Monday, reaches for the Lynx Africa and goes, "Fuck me, I'm done till Thursday." Oh dear. I'm going to leave you on that. That's been lovely. Thank you. You've been a lovely audience. Give yourself a round of applause. And bring back Raj!